The world of Formula One is preparing to experience a new transformation that is set to significantly alter the sport behind the scenes. Finnish driver Valtteri Bottas, winner of 10 races throughout his career and who recently moved between the Mercedes and Sauber teams, has recently made his next decision official. However, the announcement may not be exactly what many are hoping to hear. While speculation about his return to the track intensifies, the Finn has chosen to focus his energies on something completely different this weekend. This choice may offer important clues about his plans for the 2026 season. The experienced 35-year-old driver has officially announced his participation in the Monsterando cycling competition scheduled for this Saturday in Italy. Accompanied by his partner Tiffany Cromwell, a top-level cyclist and multiple winner in gravel events, Bottas will temporarily replace the top-flight racetracks with the Italian countryside on 2 wheels. But what could be the reason for a competitor negotiating his return to Formula One to invest time in a cycling race at this precise moment? The explanation may lie in the nuances of a deal that has the potential to revolutionize the category. According to exclusive information obtained by planetf1.com, the Finn has reportedly agreed to represent the new Cadillac team starting in the 2026 season. The contract is reportedly virtually complete, with only final adjustments remaining before the official announcement. If confirmed, Bottas would partner Sergio Pérez, the Mexican who left Red Bull at the end of 2024 after a turbulent period. It would be a veteran combination for the latest addition to the grid, which plans to debut with robust financial resources and ambitious goals. Perez's official announcement as a Cadillac driver is expected to take place during the Italian Grand Prix at Monza next month. This indicates that in a few weeks, we will have the official lineup of the 11th team of the modern Formula One era. While this is unfolding, Bottas is dividing his attention between negotiations and his dedication to cycling, an approach that may be more astute than it initially appears. The Nordic competitor makes no secret of his aspiration to return to the main grid. After missing the 2025 season when Sauber chose Gabriel Bortoleto to partner Nico Hülkenberg, Bottas embraced the role of reserve driver at Mercedes. It's a position that keeps him connected to the sport, but far from the direct competition he craves. For a driver who scored all 10 of his wins for Mercedes between 2017 and 2021, returning as a reserve must feel a bit weird. Cadillac's arrival in Formula One symbolizes much more than just a new team. It marks the return of a prestigious American automaker to the category, something that has not happened since Haas was the main representative of the United States on the grid. With funding from General Motors and independent infrastructure, Cadillac emerges with the intention of directly rivaling the established teams, and selecting veteran drivers such as Bottas and Pérez may be the ideal tactic to get off to a solid start. However, not all aspects are favorable in Bottas's possible return. The Finn carries a 5-place grid penalty from his last outing for Sauber in Abu Dhabi in 2024. At the time, he was punished for causing an accident with Haas's Kevin Magnussen. And here lies the complication. Even with the regulatory changes that will begin in 2026, Bottas will still have to serve this penalty. The new rule states that penalties not enforced are eliminated 12 months after the event. However, as Bottas's penalty was implemented under the previous guidelines, it remains in force. This means that the Finn will most likely start his Cadillac debut at the 2026 Australian Grand Prix with a 5-place grid penalty. This is an additional setback for someone who will already face the challenge of adjusting to a completely new team. The FIA has confirmed that there is no procedure to retroactively cancel the previously imposed sanction. For Bottas, this is a reminder that every decision in Formula One has long-lasting repercussions, even when changing teams or taking a temporary break from the sport. At the same time, his presence at Monsterando may appear to be purely recreational, but it demonstrates important aspects of Bottas's philosophy. The Nordic driver is not only a skilled driver, but also a well-rounded athlete who maintains his physical and mental condition through various sports. His partner, Tiffany Cromwell, is a multiple gravel champion and has already won 5 major competitions in 2025 alone. Cromwell herself competed in Monsterando in 2022, finishing 4th. Bottas took 3rd place in the Australian Gravel Championship this year and was present at the World Finals in 2024. These results show that the Nordic driver's interest in cycling goes beyond simple entertainment. This diversification may be precisely what Bottas needs to return to Formula One better prepared. Drivers such as Fernando Alonso have always argued that practicing other sports keeps their reflexes sharp and their minds refreshed. For someone who has been away from top-level racing for a year, staying active in competitions may be essential to keep up with the pace of racing. Cadillac's entry also provides a unique opportunity for Bottas to show that he still has the energy to compete. At 35, he is not close to the end of his career, especially considering that drivers such as Fernando Alonso remain competitive at 43. With the experience of having been part of winning teams and his knowledge of Mercedes behind the scenes, Bottas could be a crucial element in helping Cadillac quickly establish itself in the category. The alliance with Pérez also makes sense both commercially and technically. The Mexican brings with him extensive experience in different teams and in-depth knowledge of car development. Together, they form a duo that can accelerate Cadillac's adaptation to the particularities of contemporary Formula One. For Brazilian fans, seeing Bottas back on the grid means more exciting races and an even more balanced grid. The Finn has always been recognized by his rivals for his genuine speed and ability to get the most out of his cars. At Mercedes, he was often the driver who challenged Lewis Hamilton the most, an achievement that few have achieved during the 7-time champion's career. The question now is how Cadillac will develop technically. Joining modern Formula One is no simple task, especially with the intricate regulations in place. The team will need not only good drivers, but also a consistent technical structure and reliable partners to supply engines and components. As he travels the Italian roads this weekend, Bottas will certainly be reflecting on the near future. Official confirmation of his contract with Cadillac could come at any moment, and with it, a new chapter in his career. A chapter that promises to be intense, challenging, and full of possibilities. Bottas's return represents much more than just a driver returning to the grid. It is a symbol that Formula One continues to provide opportunities for those with talent and determination, regardless of age or the difficulties encountered along the way. And if the dedication that the Nordic driver shows both on the track and in cycling competitions is anything to go by, Cadillac may have found exactly the type of driver it needs to start its journey in the top category of motorsport. The 2026 season promises to be a memorable one, with the arrival of Cadillac and the likely return of Bottas. It remains to be seen whether the Nordic driver will be able to convert this opportunity into a new victorious stage in his career. What do you think about this possible comeback? Does Bottas still have the speed to compete at the front of the grid, or would he just be another experienced driver taking up space for the younger drivers? Share your opinion in the comments and be sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up with all the latest news from the world of Formula One.